Welcome back, folks, to episode 5 of Drift All-Stars TV. This week, we're going to review what has happened up to now by looking at the previous 4 rounds of competition. In addition, we'll take you guys to check out Goteville at Rudskogen in Norway, what many call the best motorsport festival in the world. So let's kick things off with round 1, the British Drift GP in the center of London. We came into London with a whole new season and many new drivers. James Deane has returned to Drift All-Stars to try and claim another championship. But he has his work cut out for him. The field has changed greatly since he last won. Additions like Janis Eglete, the 2013 champion runner-up, are going to make his goal very difficult. Polish team Budman Auto are here to fight. And with many, many other national champions from around the globe, this is absolutely an all-star lineup at the 2014 season opening. Piotrek Więcek went all out in qualifying and shocked everyone with a run full of crazy wall rubbing, a phenomenal line, and maximum speed and angle points, netting him nearly a perfect score. James Deane was back in the game. The Irish Drift champion was here to prove a point. In the battles, anything can happen. And James's first battle would be none other than the Norwegian bullet, Christer Halvorsen. James had a strong run until in the second battle, James would have a mechanical problem, ending his day in the top 16. In the semifinals, top qualifier Piotrek Więcek would battle the UK driver Dan Chapman. A big mistake by Chapman in the second run would put Więcek on to the finals. In the second semifinal battle, Janis Eglete would face off his countryman Ingus Jakobsen. Both top Latvian drivers would push it to the limits, and in the second run, Ingus would underestimate his speed and be another victim to the concrete jungle in London. Janis Eglete's engine failure in his top 4 battle gave Piotrek Więcek the win, as Janis Eglete had to retire and could not even participate in the final battle. And this concludes our Drift All-Stars Round 1 in London. Now on to the Sosnovo circuit in the heart of the Czech Republic. This was a new stop for Drift All-Stars, and the track would really challenge the drivers with both technical and high-speed sections. With another full grid of 50 drivers, this was going to be a big weekend. Many more champions are flocking to the series, with 15 different nations being represented at Round 2. James Deane was charging after his early exit at Round 1. A few setup changes get him to the top spot in qualifying, gaining crucial qualifying points towards the championship. Dawid Karkoshik of Poland, who came in 3rd in the 2013 series, was also keen to get his championship chase back on track. He would drive like an absolute madman and qualify 2nd. Karkoshik would march through the top 16, battling his teammate Artek Opiela. Dawid then needed to battle another teammate, Maciej Kochenek, and yet again, this run would show how hungry Dawid was for the win. An all-Polish battle in the semifinals was another tough rival, 3rd place qualifier Martek Bartowicz. Karkoshik would shut down the STW driver and move on to the finals. In the finals, Karkoshik would battle number 1 qualifier James Deane. James Deane would lead on the first run. But suddenly, James's car would cut out and it would cause Karkoshik to bump into him. With James not being able to resolve his issue, he was forced to hand Dawid the win. This win bumps Dawid up in the point standings. The 3rd round lands us in Sweden, at Mantorp Park for the Swedish Drift GP. The high-speed Mantorp layout would require big setup changes, putting guys at the top of 4th gear. Team Budman would miss the event due to a sponsor commitment. This means James Deane could claw some points back to improve his chance to become the year's champion. Deane used this to his advantage and took 1st place in qualifying, proving to the Scandinavians how serious this is to him. In the semifinals, local driver Granlund would battle Fredrik Oksneva. The Norwegian driver would smoke the place out, and Freddie would have the extra pace and momentum needed to take the win. In the second semifinal, Deane would face Shanahan. After a very close battle, the master would beat his 14-year-old apprentice. The final would come down to the top 2 qualifiers giving their all in an extremely close battle. The rookie Oksneva finished the run very strong, but on the second run, James Deane was glued to Fredrik's door, giving him the win. James Dean's victory put him in first place in the championship. UK driver Martin Richards jumps to second place with Nigel Pulford in third. 3 different winners in 3 rounds makes this a close race. The 4th round of the Extreme Drift All-Stars European Series would touch down at the legendary Bikernicki circuit in the center of Riga for the Latvian Drift GP. Drivers performed better than ever, since to most of the drivers, this was a familiar track. All the locals came well-trained and blazed through the track with no mistakes. Qualifying was a hard thing to judge since all the drivers improved so much by the mid-season. Budmat would be back in force, trying to regain the upper hand. Number 1 and 2 in the points race, Dean and Wiecek both dropped close to perfect qualifying runs, but Piotrek Wiecek won over the crowd and took first in qualifying. In the main event, we again saw many upsets, with both Dean and Wiecek making early exits after uncharacteristic mistakes. Riga would live up to its name for always causing upsets and prove why Latvian drivers are so strong on home soil. Local legend Kristaps Blus would march on, defeating everyone and becoming the winner of the 4th round of the Extreme Drift All-Stars European Series. Now it's time for the break, and in the second half of the show, we'll be visiting Göteborg in Norway. It's the biggest, and by many called the best, motorsports festival in the world.
I just see a whole bunch of cars just drifting down the straight. You know, one car is passing me, I'm passing a few different cars. And like I said earlier, it was just chaos. But it wasn't the kind of chaos that I wanted to avoid. It was the kind of chaos that I want to be a part of. And I had this instant time to just look over the dashboard into the stands. And I just see a line of people lined up. And that's when I realized, holy shit, this is Gatville.
Drifting is now global, and it's no surprise that it's blowing up worldwide. Besides drift competitions like Drift All-Stars, there's also huge festivals that attract drivers from all over the planet involved in the sport. Every year, 1,000 drivers and 50,000 fans congregate on the Rudskogen racetrack just south of Oslo, Norway, at what is now known as the Mecca of drifting.
My name's Mark Webb. Been invited out at Gateville. I call it Gatevilles.
I'm Magnus Walker here at the Göteborg Festival in Norway, hanging out with these crazy Russians.
I'm Fredrik Aspo. We're here, beautiful Rudskogen Motor Center in Norway.
Göteborg started in 1993 with a small gathering of Norwegian drivers simply letting their hair down and going crazy. Over the years, though, this event has seemingly gotten out of control.
What's up? Bongin Jr. here in Norway for the Gatville event.
На Гейтвилле 5-0, все круто, отличная была погода, много сильных эмоций, было все просто отлично.
Hi, Bill Baldwin here. I'm at Gatville 2014.
I'm Mad Mike Woodett, all the way from New Zealand. Here we are, Gatville Rudskogen circuit.
Some of the most iconic drivers in the world flock to Rudskogen racetrack to catch up with their friends and spend a carefree weekend during a busy pro season. With Göteborg being just a week before the neighboring Swedish Drift GP, lots of Drift All-Stars drivers are passing through and stopping to join the anarchy.
What's up, guys? Ryan Turk here, coming to you from Gateville.
Так и наконец добрался до Гейтвилла. Это будут лучшие выходные этого лета.
My name is Rod Trong, and I'm the creative director of Speed Hunters. And it was Dino Delle Carbonare who coined this term, #BecauseGatville. And that became for us, our feeling of the spirit of Gatville is your mind is blown continuously. There's a feeling of excess here. People love power. We often joke that you shouldn't show up at Gattville with less than 1,000 horsepower, or no one will pay attention to you.
The party on track doesn't stop at night. Live music playing all night keeps everybody entertained. From bikini contests to fire-breathing shows, the people are really having a good time.
I think it's more, I mean, it's all about power. That's what people always say, I think. That's kind of obvious, but it all comes down to fun.
Seems to be too much is never enough here at the Gattville Festival. Pretty spectacular event with tons of great characters and a great spirit. Everyone seems to have a lot of personality and can-do atmosphere.
This place is absolutely insane. The atmosphere here is absolutely amazing.
Foul Crew, thanks for inviting me to Gateville.
I'm Ken Gucci. I am from Los Angeles, California, the USA, and I drive in Formula Drift with the Scion Racing Gritty Performance FRS Drift Team. Oh man, Gattville for me is, in one word, it's chaos. And it's not the bad chaos, it's an extremely fun, exciting chaos, not just for us drivers, but for the fans. I mean, if you watch the front straight, there's a lot of fans just, asking us drivers to get closer, and as we do that, we look in the rearview mirror and they're just like, oh, that was great, that was excellent. So, spirit is definitely is there. Gattville itself is something that I've never seen anywhere else in the world. Basically blown away by how much passion there is in this festival. And it's not just drifting, it's, we've got crazy time attack cars, crazy Porsche Cup cars. I don't even know what that car is out there, but it's just crazy. I mean, just a lot of horsepower, a lot of tire smoke, and a lot of excitement.
I'm Fredrik Aspo, and I'm the driver of this Toyota GT86, the Toyota Express Service Speed Hunters GT86. And we're here at Gattville, the big July festival, basically the epitome of drifting here in Scandinavia, and it's pure anarchy.
I'm Martin Poramidi from Denmark. I'm here at Gateville because this is what makes it worth living. Just whole weekend of racing, I gotta be here every year. That's just how it is.
Max from Russia, basically people from all across the world coming here to hoon it up, put on a great show, get addicted to this Gattville fever and come back next year.
This track is one of my favorite tracks on the world. Just 10 cars deep in tandem, in and out of drifting, in and out of traffic. It's crazy. And the really, really cool thing about it is all of these automotive cultures connected through cars and drifting.
Fredrik Asbo, Vaughn Gittin Jr., Ryan Turek, Kenny Moen, the crazy Russians that have just lent me their car is absolutely berserk. Ooh.
I got my friends Chris Stotts from HGK Motorsports, Max and Felix from Max's Tires Russian Drift Team, and basically we're just going to go out and have a blast. There's a ton of other drifters here, like Fredrik Aspo, who I'm going to drive with. There's going to be Mad Mike's also here, Vaughn Gittin Jr.'s here, Liam Doran's here, and we're just all going to go on the track and just have a blast.
Fail Crew from Russia.
The Fail Crew from Russia.
As far as it goes with drifting, I just love Foul Crew.
Drift All-Stars' own Fail Crew from Russia shows up at Gattville with American driver Ryan Turek. The Russian drivers stole everybody's attention with an original style and showroom cars in full performance. Crazy Max and Felix teamed up with Latvian garage HGK to give the crowd their Eastern European taste. And the whole weekend, they joined in on many tandems. There you have it, folks. This is what drifting is all about. All the most iconic people in the motorsports under one roof, representing themselves and their teams. A place to relax, a place to party, a place to meet other gearheads that have nothing to lose. I hope we see you all next year in Norway and next week here for the next episode of Drift All-Stars TV.
That was awesome, man.
Hey yo, my self-made promises is evident. Many men try to regiment, but they never win. Many made men became arrogant ever since radio play meant benefits. Tripping on Bob, never knew Molly, I'm sorry. Nightmares haunt me, to a point I'ma start visioning Pike's autopsy. Godly flames stepping on charcoals, I am mommy. Shit's looking kinda bad for you. Come up short like Oompa Loompas with your bad morals. No backup vocals to back me up. We back on the Pro Tools like we never left any up. Raw cut, use butt soft. Hand me a mic and the beat, I come clean. Swear real nice and be hype, they see us form into Voltron. We shooting like beams, beams.
Yeah, I'm a fool for love, a fool for losing my cool. Blame the booze and drugs, had no room for us, so I pulled the plug. I guess foolish is what foolish does. Got my people in the cut, rolling spliffs of the herb. Quit smoking so I don't flip when they skipping my turn. Nah, my head straight, my new girl took my ex place. I'm steady moving forward like a Segway. The dudes get dictated by what a check say. I'm looking right through you fools, no x-ray. All I'm really trying to do is live comfortably. That's just my beautiful struggle, my philosophy. Get it?
There's a difference between being a fool and being a fool with it. I heard him say, cause I don't look like a rapper, but I write a verse.